Welcome to What's Hot, the series where we ask hot questions while eating progressively hotter wings. My name is Mark Allen. I'm one of the market managers. I'm joined here by two of our top salespeople, Charlie Napolitano, Senior Vice President and head of our Renovation and Construction to Perm division, and Mike Mish, one of our, if not our top sales rep based on production last month. And welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I gotta say, start off by saying you guys have the coolest names. Charlie Napolitano just rings off like poetry.
Thank you.
And Mike Mish is, I think there's a word called mononymous, which is when you're known for really one word. So you've got Adele, you've got Bono, and you've got Mike Mish, which has become just one word. So I don't think anyone here calls you Mike.
No, it's honestly been like that since I was a kid. All the sports I ever played through high school, college, everyone's always just been like Mish.
Mish.
There you go. Sticks and works.
We're going to start with some questions. We've got some questions specific to mortgage, but one of the things I like to do is get kicked off with knowing a little bit more about you guys. So first question I'm going to ask you in a second here, but we're going to start by eating our first wing. Right. And the way we do this is we take our sauce. This is the first one called the classic hot sauce. And we just put a little dab on a wing. So go ahead, Charlie.
All right. I'm not afraid.
You shouldn't be afraid. The average jalapeno is about 5,000 Scoville units. This is only 1,800. So we're good.
Nothing.
So just put some on there. Okay, there we go. And one of the first questions I want to ask you both here is, if you look back at your younger selves, what was the most attractive career that you dreamed of? That thing you wanted to be when you grew up? What was that and why?
When I was quite young, I wanted to be an ice cream man. But that looked like fun. Driving the Carvel truck, and that's all I wanted to do when I was quite young. And that turned into wanting to be a musician or a rock star. Didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
No.
I would say when I was very young, as young as I can remember, police officer, firefighter, those typical type of things. Then as I got a little bit older, I wanted to be a carpenter because that's what my dad did. He was a carpenter.
Okay.
And then as I got a little bit older, I would say into like high school and college, I just wanted to be rich. I didn't care what it was. I just wanted to be rich.
That is called Davison's hot sauce. It's about 7,000 Scoville units, so probably equal to what a jalapeno pepper would be.
I'm not scared.
Drumstick or flats guy?
I went with drumsticks early on because they were bigger.
And he's a drummer.
And I'm a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I lined my wings up to get smaller and smaller as the heat increases. I thought I would try to take advantage of any possible advantage I could.
Strategy around this.
Strategy.
How have the realtors, our borrowers, our builders, how have they been responding to these products, to renovation and construction firm?
I can say
Yes.
from eat first.
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy. Nice, not too hot.
Tasty.
Okay.
I would say, as someone who spends a lot of time in front of real estate agents, as we know, there's always been some interest in it. We've always used these products as a foot in the door, as to separate ourselves a little from the pack, from what everyone else is talking about every day. I can say that there's been more of a general interest in renovation than I've maybe ever seen, for the same reason that many of us are really looking at it more, and that's we need all the opportunities possible, all the at-bats we can possibly get. And the real estate agents, I think, are seeing it as another tool to help them find business where they can.
With real estate agents, I think I've seen more of them coming around to it for a couple reasons. One, traditionally, many realtors always thought of new construction as being 20% down or more. So they figured that kind of precluded a huge percentage of the people that could qualify or would be willing to do that, especially in the times we're in now, where not everybody is putting 20% down or 30% down or more. So having programs that allow for, like our conventional program is 5% down minimum. We have the VA new construction, that's 100% financing. I know FHA and USDA, hopefully sometime in the near future, would be rolling out. So it's big that we can have programs that don't require that traditional large down payment for those people.
Wing number 2.
It wasn't too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
This isn't so bad, is it?
I'm not so much worried about it. Start to get towards the end, they start to change different colors.
Just
It's starting to
exponential.
freak me
Yeah,
out.
sure.
Change. All right, we're going to start with wing number 3 here. And this is the Clark and Hopkins Calabria. All right, one of my branch managers I saw on LinkedIn today had posted a quote, and I liked it. I actually thought I'd include it in one of these questions here. And it says, excuses make today easy, but tomorrow hard. Discipline makes today hard, but tomorrow easy. I thought that was pretty good. What are the 3 things you do every day that help you be most productive?
Meditate,
Okay.
I pray.
Great.
And I would say, obviously those go into the business side of it, but I think it's important in our business, or at least the way I run my business, being on offense, I always say. Like I talk to my assistant and my processor about always being on offense. There's so many people in this business, in the loan officer world, that don't want to do the work up front. They want to leave it till the last minute, the 12th hour, and then something comes up and it falls apart. The way that we've prided ourselves on running our process is getting as much done up front, which is more work on my end, more work on their end. And sometimes it doesn't work out if a borrower doesn't find a house. But being on offense and getting all those things up front, getting the pre-approval fully underwritten.
I wake up early. We've talked about that on different calls. I'm an early riser, and I'm a firm believer in being able to get a lot done in those early hours before everybody else. Proactive. Second thing I do is make sure I've got a nice clean shaved head for aerodynamics. keeps me fast and agile.
By the way, it's screwed up all the lighting here today, just so you know.
The 2 baldies. Yeah. Third, to Mike's point, and this is something I've talked with Mike about, which he mentioned about proactive, being proactive and taking the offense. I love that approach, that attitude. I would say that's a big part of my day as well, starting with the early rise. Like all of us, once the phone starts, it's an endless cycle.
All right, so we are ready to go to wing number 4, which is called Angry Goat. Just throwing it
There's a
out.
couple of those in the town I live in.
This is the best taste.
Best taste. It's got a little
Okay.
cantaloupe taste, I think.
It's got the unusual color of the batch so far.
Yeah.
I have to tell you,
It's like pea soup.
I was afraid. I was so afraid of this today. This is
Oh yeah, you
I'm
do.
gonna do the old, famous last words. This is not.
This is nothing.
This-
All right.
Dig in.
Pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's good, right? Part of my job as a market manager is I speak to a lot of folks, do a lot of recruiting, as we all do. And I speak with a lot of new loan officers. I speak with a lot of loan officers that have been in the business for a while, including those that have successfully navigated other difficult times within the market. What would you say to any loan officer that is struggling today?
This business runs in cycles, like most of life runs in cycles. Mike and I have been around a while. You've been around a while. We've seen some of those tough cycles. I would say hang tight, buckle down, right? Because it's going to turn. It always does. And put yourself in the very best position you can be in, based like what you're saying about these other questions. Put yourself in the best position you can be in for when it does. Grab the biggest piece of the pie you can grab.
I would say to anybody that's getting into it or struggling or doing whatever, be true to yourself. Do not try to be the loan officer that, you think you need to be based on social media or based on what other people are telling you. You need to, figure out what you're best at, your attributes are best, and how you can best use those in the market you're in and in this industry. Figuring out what you're best at, and focusing on that.
All right, you guys ready for the next one?
Ready.
All right, we're gonna go on
Ready.
to number 6.
I was scared for nothing.
I told you this is fine.
I'm telling you, we're forward, and that last one is going to be
And this one is
not fun.
Charlie, I do like how you commit to the quantity of sauce. We've had some past guests here that were not so generous.
Who remain
I'm
nameless.
not doing that. Here we go.
This is about 50,000 Scoville. So
That tastes hot, like right out of the gate.
right out.
It's got a hot
It tastes
taste.
like the cumin or something like that, right?
Mhm.
Something.
The ghost pepper, something.
Still,
You're good.
the fear was way worse than the wing so far. My lips are burning a bit
A bit.
at the moment.
I think I'm the only one though that already attacked the water or the milk. So you guys are doing well.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
anticipating needing it, so I'm saving it.
Well, we have
All right.
red napkins. Just so you know, last time we did this, Phil had a big fight with a red napkin during the course of the event. We've talked about pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone. So when's the last time you did something for the first time?
Ah, man, it's a good question. Oh, I got it. I did a hot wings competition interview today.
Today.
That's it. Yeah.
Most recently, it's not the first time I've ever done it, but actually starting to go back out to cold calling and going into real estate agents' offices, and so that would probably be something. It's not the first time I did. It's what I did when I first got back into the business, but starting to do it again after a long hiatus of doing it.
This is called Queen Majesty, which is a cocoa ghost hot sauce. All right.
I think they were punking us. I don't think any of this is going to be hot.
I
Fun.
I think,
disagree.
I think Phil and James got all the hot mix. There's too much sauce on this thing. That was a mistake.
What would you ask folks about renovation and construction? Financing. If you were to interview them, and AI came back with a bunch of questions, I was actually quite surprised at how in-depth they were. So I have an AI question here for you.
All right.
All right. Can you describe your approach to building relationships with contractors and real estate agents who are involved in the home renovation or construction process?
That one's a little hot.
Yeah, that's why I say it gets to.
That one's a little hot. What number was that?
This was the
6.
That was only 6?
Yeah.
What was the question?
The question is, can you describe your approach
Oh, yes.
to building relationships,
Contractors.
contractors, real estate agents
Yeah.
around renovation and construction?
Yeah, I can tell you for both of those categories, reno and construction, our greatest value at Norcom is that we handle the transaction, like I like to say, application through renovation, that we have our own in-house department. And I tell, when I'm talking to especially realtors, and I'm saying to them, hey, after the loan closes and you're done and you're done, you've been paid and you're out, you're not done if your phone rings. And if your phone rings and there's any question or concern or anything at all, the fact that you can get us on the phone immediately, and you're dealing with the same people that started the transaction, that's my That's my biggest bullet point when I'm talking to them. Contractors too, and borrowers.
We have very much the same setup that the local banks in and around these smaller counties and towns and states have here at Norcom, because our renovation, our construction draws, everything's done out of Avon. Builders and realtors that I speak with regarding that have done it with other, national banks, regional banks, other mortgage lenders. After the loan closes, it might be out in California, Texas, Florida. And if you're not local to that area, that can become very problematic. Realtors get calls afterwards, but they don't want to get calls. And with builders, the biggest thing is if you're building a house and you're coming up with money as the builder, when that work is done and completed, you're ready for a draw. You want that to happen. I've heard horror stories where builders wait 8, 10, 12 weeks to get a draw. We get it done 7 to 10 days, depending on scheduling and different things like that. It's a much faster process. If there is an issue, the builder calls me, the realtor calls me, I call servicing, it's taken care of in a timely manner. Again, it's just another level of service. It's possible to bow out after 7 or 8, or how does I'm afraid to touch my eye.
Smaller and
don't
smaller
do that.
dabs.
I'm hoping I'm not visited by 13 angry scorpions tomorrow. I did have to hit the water at this point.
I really did.
The last one, crept up on me after the fact.
Which is the one that got Phil?
I think the first one.
Seriously? And then he bowed out after that?
No, he did all the way through.
He was like, I'm the owner of the company, I'm not doing this.
Oh,
anymore.
he did it. He was a triplet with James. Yeah, they both.
Mark's
did it
playing with fire here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Are we
You guys
going
ready? Let's go.
13 angry scorpions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the smartest person you know and why?
Just doesn't taste good.
Oh, this one sneaks up on you.
Yeah, that one's hot. That one's hot. I did a big dab of those scorpions. That was hot.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be cliche in this one. I'm gonna say my dad, my father is the smartest person I know. I was on the phone with a realtor the other day, and we were talking about our parents, and he said, no joke, this was yesterday, the day before. He said, I don't really make any major important decisions in my life without talking to my dad. And it hit a nerve, rang a bell. And I said, you and me both, man.
What he just said about his father, I have my father and my uncle, my mom's brother, like 2 different personalities as men in my life, and I've learned everything I know from either of the 2 of them. Both vastly different personality-wise, and the way they look at life and everything. It would be a combination of those 2. Like any life decisions that I make, it's usually from a guy speaking with another guy. It's from either my uncle or my father, and it's hard to say one or the other. It's just they look at things with different perspectives. So I think that's important to have not just one point of view, but to look at it from different angles to get the best answer. And I'm where I am today because of those 2.
You know what makes me nervous about this one?
The name?
It's full. So whoever's been eating it,
Starting to sweat,
did
and
not
I
eat a
haven't
lot.
even got it near me yet.
You go, Mike?
You're braver than me.
Yep.
I'm smart, but I'm smarter.
Clearly.
Okay, so next question. As 2 of our top producing sales leaders, can you explain what sets you apart from other LOs that you compete against in your market? So in essence, what's your superpower?
That one's hot. That one's hot. I'll tell you. Starting to feel a little sweat machine coming on.
Top of my head.
A good tease.
Yeah, it's great.
It does. It does. Mike's into the ice cream. Right. That's getting hotter by the second.
It is.
So,
It's getting
you
a
know,
little steamy there.
Keeps building.
Just keeps coming.
Hot. Who's going first?
You're going
Superpower.
first.
Okay.
What's your superpower? Man, that's
So, I think loan officers always go in and they're like, we have this rate and this is how we're better, or we have less fees or better products, so that I don't even bring that stuff up, because all things being equal, everybody has something product-wise, rate-wise, fee-wise that can be more or less one day or the other. I tell realtors now, and what I think separates me, because there is some other good loan officers that work for other companies in my area. Service, product knowledge. I am OCD, like not just in this business, but knowing my products in and out, because I think that is super important. Like you guys talked about earlier about getting up early. I'm up at 4:30. When I'm sleeping, I'm thinking about loans. First thing, as soon as I wake up in the morning, it's sometimes neurotic, but having that knowledge and being able to pass that knowledge on. So knowledge, communication, and service. Those are the three.
First thing comes to mind is I think maybe my ability to deliver the message. You know, I enjoy being in front of, whether it's our referral partners or our originators. I enjoy delivering the message, and I think maybe my great strength in that would be being able to get the information across in a digestible way. We hear a lot about how it's a fire hose of info that we throw at people. You know, my presentations are between 45 minutes and an hour. Sometimes I hear myself speaking to get through it, you know, in a time frame. But I take pride in the order of the information as it's presented, so that by the end of it, I think they have a pretty good understanding of the philosophy and how to deliver the message themselves.
Yeah.
You know, in a digestible way.
All right, you guys excited?
No.
Here we go.
I'm worried about this next one.
This one is called Pucker Butt. I'm just going to leave it at that.
It's an name
Pucker
after-
Butt.
My son said that's going to be my nickname tomorrow.
Yeah.
The last one was hot.
Yes.
I'll say.
Yeah.
I drank some warm milk, which
ice cream.
I really didn't plan on.
I honestly feel like the roof of my mouth is bleeding.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's dig in. Next question. Some of the most successful people I know have found a way to find that intersection between things they are passionate about and the need to bring home a paycheck. Right? So, are you passionate about renovation and construction of firm?
I would say I'm definitely passionate about it. I spent half of my career learning, and like I said in the last question, learning the right way to get the point across. You know, so yeah, it's definitely become a passion, because I got into the renovation mortgage world as a way to separate myself, literally. Coming back from the wholesale world of mortgages into the retail world, I needed a way to stand out and put myself even in the game against people like this guy who were already out there doing it. And the only way I was able to was to find something that set myself apart a little bit, got my foot in the door. So yeah, I've become definitely passionate about it.
I am passionate about it for a couple reasons. So my grandfathers were both builders. My father was a builder and a contractor. So
Okay.
I'm passionate about, like, if you said, Mike, what would you do if you weren't in the mortgage business? I'd go back to being a carpenter, banging nails with friends of mine and stuff like that, because I really do enjoy working with my hands. Your body doesn't enjoy it as much, you know what I mean, as you get older, but it's what I would say is like my like if I hit the lottery, I'd just go be a carpenter. You know what I mean? So outside of that, looking at it from a paycheck side of it, and providing for my family and things. Obviously, I'm in the finance world, so how can I mix my passion with the ability to make an income together. And construction lending was one of those things that I focused on. When you take it a step further and you can work with somebody throughout the process of them building possibly their dream house, it's even more fulfilling. And that's something that I really take pride in, that I enjoy about it.
That's great.
Last one was hot, I have to tell you.
So
Seems
let's,
like that could cause blisters or something.
Yes.
All right. How's that? All right.
Charlie's a better man than I am. I'll tell you that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm a little afraid for you.
I'm a little afraid myself. Ice cream ready.
Ice cream ready. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Number 10.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go. I am nervous.
All right, and our last question.
Uh-oh.
You know, mortgages have to be one of the most competitive industries out there. We know that. Any incremental advantage can mean the difference between success and failure. Do you believe Norcom has provided our LOs the tools necessary to be successful in any market? And which one specifically do you find the most successful?
That's hot.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Resources, was that the question?
No.
I didn't
Was
even
it?
hear the question. I didn't hear it. I have no idea what it was.
I didn't really.
Do you believe Norcom has provided our LOs the tools necessary to be successful
Yes.
in any market? And
Yeah.
if so, which one
In any
do
market.
you usually go with?
Again, sound a little bit cliche, but I'm gonna say what I say when I'm talking to recruits with you, and it's definitely our human resources, our people here. There's no doubt about it. I talk about the accessibility of our underwriting department, and Sue Bizzaro and Mike Dimmick and everybody in between, and Frank in our marketing department, and those guys, and the tools that we have as a result. Like, it's hot. It's really hot. My mouth is burning.
You almost can't think.
Yeah, it's hard. Seriously, like some of the things, and I'm transparent. Some of the things that in my almost 5 years here, that I'm just starting to really take advantage of, like Surefire, and things like that. Yeah, but no. Honestly, the thing that comes to mind is the accessibility of our people.
Kind of going to go off the same thing that Charlie said. I mean, it's our people, but it's the setup of the company. Like when I came over, coming from a small bank, working for other lenders, bigger, larger corporate lenders, it's one of the things that drew me to Norcom, which was they're not corporate. They're privately owned. That to me is huge. Having the accessibility to Phil, where he's the most down-to-earth guy for somebody that's as successful as he is, where he is, and still doing it every day. I'll email and text him 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm up thinking about stuff, and he's thinking about those same things.
Yeah.
So our biggest tools are our people, and our biggest tool is Phil.
You said it, Mark. I didn't.
There goes your bonus.
All right, so that was 10. I know you think we're done, but we're not.
My lips are on fire, man.
We've got one more. And if
One
you
more
watch
what?
the last, if you watch
This goes to 11.
the last episode, you know what's coming. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
That one being 10 and this one being 1. What is your degree of optimism on how successful you're going to continue to be the next 18 months?
Wow.
So if you think you're going to totally fail and you want to get away with this, that's fine. If you think you're going to kill it, which you should, you'd want to do number 10.
We have to eat another one of these?
Yes.
Of those 10?
Any one of them that corresponds with your degree of confidence and how successful.
I'm going to dip mine in the ice cream then. No, I'm just kidding.
So there's some important key phrases in your question.
Okay.
The next 18 months. Because, we're in a bit of a
Yes.
flux of the market. So I'm not going to overshoot like I did with the overconfidence in the wings hotness. So I'm going to go with I'm gonna go with
Number 8.
number 8.
I'm gonna do number 10.
Oh, me too.
You going number 10? All right.
Go number 10.
I mean,
You got it. I'm in sales. You got
I
it.
don't want
All right.
I'm going 10.
All right. There goes my bonus.
Cheers.
No more questions?
I took my bite. That was pretty hot too. I was just afraid of number 10 again, if I'm being honest. My lips were burning too much.
Roof of my mouth is
You can do it over again if you want. I got extra. Want to do a 10?
You actually want me?
I want you to do a 10.
Let's do it.
So go ahead.
I'm gonna have to go with a 10.
Perfect.
I'm gonna have to go with a 10.
Great. Love it. Love it.
You know that's my first answer too.
exactly.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh.
And that was not on purpose.
I
just so you
got
know.
another spoon too.
That was not on
That
purpose.
bottle.
It's very hot.
This has been a lot of fun, guys. Fantastic. Love to hear about the things that you've done, watching in the business, things that inspire you. Watch you suffer a little bit.
Be paying for that tomorrow.
Yes, you will. That's Pucker Butts.
Holy crap.
Pucker butt.
Hot.
Mm.
But that's a wrap for What's Hot number 2.